Welcome. I'm back again, y'all. I'm back again with that raw game. I'm ready to give y'all. Thank you guys for watching. Continue to hit like, subscribe. I appreciate it. And be aware and be in tune. I'm launching my new school group. Go to skool.com, skool.com, where I started my own community where we can all get together and just collab, talk, share our wins, share our losses. We can ask questions. I'm not going to be the only one in there answering things. You can answer things for people as well. And I just think it's a great idea to have a group of people who all are trying to get someplace in life and go somewhere in the credit world. And we're just going to be uplifting each other and just sharing information, because information is key. You don't know what you don't know. So just to bring that to you guys' attention, so please do that. I would really appreciate that from you guys. It means a lot from the bottom of my heart. And I'm not a legal or financial advisor. This content is just based off of my own research and research that I know people have done. But I've been talking about this credit thing for a while, since I was probably like real young. So I just been getting more in debt and learning more and more about it. And I just want to share it with you guys because I really want to see you make it. I like when people win. It brings joy to my heart. I love to hear good stories about people winning. I also like learning from others' mistakes. And we all can learn from others' mistakes so we don't make the same mistakes. So that's a beautiful thing. And we're going to talk about people with these maxed out credit cards, though. That's the problem, because maxed out credit cards, it makes up usually like 30% of your credit score. I hope you know that. And that's big. That's real huge. Even though it makes up 30% of your credit score and the other things are a less percentage, to me, this is one of the most important things you got to be aware of, and you must keep this under control. Because when you're over 10%, typically you want to be 10% or under your overall credit limit and your overall credit utilization. When you're 10% or under, that kind of makes you seem like you're safer to the creditors or the lenders you're trying to get money from, or the credit cards that you're trying to get. And when they think you're safe, of course, they're going to give you more money. So when you have a low utilization, you could go after other cards because it's going to show low utilization. Oh, this guy isn't maxed out. We could trust him with more money. Then you can also even get a credit limit increase because you're under 10%. So that's something you guys want to keep in mind. Now, one of the things you want to do is you want to pay your credit cards down. You really want to pay them down. And once your credit cards is paid down, if you're over that 10% or if you're maxed out, it's immediately going to have an impact on your credit score for the good. It's going to take maybe like a week or two, but once you pay it down, if you are over those limits, you're going to have immediate impact. And one of the things that I have heard, and I would suggest, if you have like multiple cards that's maxed out, I've heard people say they pay down the card that has the lessest limit first, and then they go to the second one that has the second lessest limit, then the third. So that's a strategy that you could use if you wanted to, but it's all based on how you want to pay it down, what cards you want to tackle first. Now, this other one is, I really don't want to say it, but I'm just going to go ahead and say it. And I'm going to mention something after I tell you this. Now, if you don't have enough money to pay it down, what you could do is you could just go out there and get more credit and open up credit, even though it may be hard to get if you're maxed out on multiple cards, but you could go get more credit and with higher credit limits. But what that does is it helps lower your utilization, which will improve your credit score, and you can focus on paying down some of those other limits and leave that new card alone while you focus on paying down those cards or a card with the higher limit. Because it'll balance out your utilization. That's actually what it's doing. But like I said, I really didn't want to say that, but you really have to be responsible if you're doing that. And I wouldn't recommend just maxing out credit cards just to get more credit. I definitely wouldn't recommend that. Don't just go out spending and just buying stuff and that you really don't have money for it. That's why it's called being responsible. So you have to really, really be a responsible person and just don't buy stuff you don't need. Or if you max out one card, get a grip on it, pay it down, and don't do that to the other cards. So really, really, really be responsible and concentrate on not creating bad habits for yourself, because it's not good and it's not the best solution for those with bad spending habits. So I wouldn't recommend it for those people. But if you have a low limit to begin with, I would just say open up more credit and get more credit, because that's going to help your credit score dramatically as well. So that's going to improve your utilization, because you got to think of it like this. The more credit that you have, the more you could possibly spend and the better it'll be on utilization. I'll give you an example. This is an example right now. So if I have $1,000 credit card and I max out $1,000, that means I maxed out the card. My utilization is high. But if I have a $10,000 credit card and I spend $1,000, that's 10%. That's 10% or under, which makes my utilization low. So I would say just go after higher cards, or think of it like in a combined way. If you have multiple cards with high limits or multiple cards with low limits, stay under that utilization, that 10% or under. And you can also see your utilization. They have a pie if you're with Experian, Equifax, or TransUnion on your FICO score. Your FICO score tells you your utilization, or your overall utilization of all the credit that you have. So if you're signed up for one of those credit agencies, as I just mentioned, they tell you your score. A lot of credit card companies also give you a percentage and tell you your utilization. I know Navy Federal does. It gives you your FICO score, and it also, when you log on, it gives you like a Snapchat, and you see your utilization. You can see your inquiries. You can see multiple things. So start using those things as well as a guidance and as a tool to keep you from going over that 10% mark. So you want to stay under that, especially when you're going for funding. Now, sometimes I would say don't worry about utilization. Maybe if you're just investing in yourself and you may be buying some products, but you really depend on paying it back later, and you're not gonna max out every last card. But I would just recommend that you just keep it under that 10%. But investment purposes, you can always pay it back later and get the utilization down once you've invested in yourself and your business has taken off. And if your business doesn't take off, remember, be responsible, pay what you owe so you don't get in a situation that can hurt you.